Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, we have a very interesting development here, and that is the United States of America finally, starts making threats, and nothing new about making threats. Al Capone did this all the time. It's just that now it makes threats against countries that really cannot fight. Why? Because these two countries that they make threats right here against, the United States of America, are too strong. One of them has nuclear weapons that could reach the United States of America. And if the United States of America waits a little bit longer, that could probably annihilate the United States of America, that little country of North Korea. And the other one is Iran. So what happened? Well, nothing happened. What happened is just the United States of America finds a few reports that it brings forward to make some claims and to try to justify beating or trying to hit two countries without being hit by the other two, which is Iran and North Korea, they think. This reminds me of my teenage years and maybe early adulthood in Romania, where you had some thugs and really want to fight you, beat you up. But they really didn't want to show or appear as being the thugs, even though the whole neighborhood knew they were the thugs. But they wanted to claim that they were the victims, they were the insulted ones. And they would find whatever reason just to beat you up. So let's say you were walking down the street with your girlfriend or alone, and they wanted to beat you up. They didn't just walk up to you and fight you. They would try to find a justification, which is, what are you looking at? Even though you were not looking. And if you would say, me? Oh, what's that stone? What are you talking to me like that? And he would, so whatever reason, just to say, hey, this guy disrespected me. So here we have the United States of America, which has military infrastructure and personnel all over this planet, claims that other countries are imperialistic in nature. Now that's idiotic, delusional. Then it funds a war in Ukraine, pushes about what, 52 other states, it being the 53rd, to sponsor a war against Russia. But Russia cannot hit us. Only we can hit Russia through Ukraine because Russia invaded Ukraine unprovoked. And then North Korea. North Korea should do what United States, Al Capone, tells North Korea to do. And North Korea says, no, it's none of your business what's going on in my household. Too bad. United States of America will find a reason to say, you disrespected me, you deserve to. Okay? So what happened? A report came yesterday where the United States of American military intelligence, the trustworthy, reported that the Russians started using ballistic missiles made in North Korea. And somehow that's not supposed to happen. We can supply the Ukrainians with everything, but they cannot supply Russia. Why? Because Russia is bad and we are good. Well, why don't you take the scriptures for that kind of argument? So that's the first one. Then it says, the same report coming from the trustworthy US intelligence. If you don't remember the Iraq war and the intelligence provided to us a lie, manufactured lie, in order to destroy two countries and so on, the same thing they said. Now they said the United States, the Russians are negotiating with the Iranians to buy ballistic missiles from the Iranians. And we, the public, we, the people, should believe them. Why? Because they say so. And because somehow they identify as the good guys. So they want to first get rid of North Korea, therefore antagonize China, and obviously take care of Taiwan. And at the same time, do someone else's job in the Middle East, which is attack maybe Iran. But Iran has no right to defend itself. Why? Because we say they are bad. And we say we're good. We don't ask them how they see the world. No, it's only we that matter. So with this kind of ideology, a just, objective, normal intellectual would say, what are you talking about here? This is triple standard, subjectivity, dogma. What are you talking about? Hey, you're bad because I say so. And I'm stronger, and I'm going to make you say that I'm good and you're bad. All right, so let's go to this little article here from Ukrainska Pravda. US promises to punish North Korea and Iran for helping Russia with ballistic missiles. So now that's a fact that Iran and North Korea they're helping right now Russia with ballistic missiles. So from could be, might be, how they call it, how they call the unnamed sources. Now from that, it becomes, because we say so, we should punish North Korea. And I would like to know, how exactly are you going to punish North Korea? Impose sanctions? Russia survived. Who do you think is going to help North Korea? The same guys that help Russia. China, Russia, India, and many other countries. Remember, it's not Russia that is isolated. It's Al Capone who's isolated. Look at the United Nations Security Council, how the votes went regarding Gaza, for instance. Even regarding, how should I put it, Gaza is enough, I think. I don't have to give any other explanations. And if you want, who sponsors the war against the Russians in Ukraine? 53 countries. Out of how many? 193. So who's isolated? So that means 140 countries did not want to participate in US's garbage. So who's isolated? The 53 or the 140? I think 140 is bigger, greater than 53. Last time I checked. Unless the 53 identify as bigger as the 140. What do you think? So they're going to punish North Korea. They will not be able to do squat. Militarily squat. Economically, what else they can do? Nothing. How? How are you going to punish North Korea? Militarily, yeah, you can destroy North Korea militarily. Are you going to do that? I don't think so. If you're going to do that, South Korea and Japan will be gone. I don't think these guys give a shit about that. Do you think so? I don't think so. So they could always create a little problem over there, a little incident, have the North Koreans react, and then we're going to come and intervene and help. We're the forces of good. We're going to put our cape and we're going to be Superman. And we're going to save the world again in the name of destroying totally the Korean Peninsula and Japan. But as we save the world, I know we will be okay here. They won't. That's one. How are you going to punish Iran? Economically? How? How? You already imposed sanctions on these guys. They already are two separate conglomerates of countries. The Al Capone's plantation and the rest of the world, which is forming around BRICS, around the Shanghai Economic Cooperation Organization. What are you going to do? Nothing. And you have that Belt and Road, again, 120 countries with China. What are you talking about? You don't have what you used to have. As I said, Europe, and I'm talking about Western Europe mostly, because Eastern Europe doesn't really matter, and Central Europe. Western Europe and the United States of America plus Canada doesn't really matter again. Sorry to break the news, there are 40 million people, out of which 10 million people are foreigners. That means they're not your people, you understand that? They're not your people. You think so? They're not. Just upset China and see how many of those 10 million will fight for Canada and how many will fight for China. And they know that. That's why they're, and there's 40 million people, no nuclear weapons. Okay? All right. So these guys, Western Europe and the United States of America, including Canada, if you want, they're like an old former boxing heavyweight champion of the world. Someone is like 68 or 70 something. There's like But I still have it, man. I got it. Yeah, you got it, champ. I got it. You don't have it. You didn't get it anymore. You're dead. You're done. I uh, I suggest you watched the last interview with a documentary with Smoking Fraser. Joe Fraser. I like the boxer. Watch him in his last interview. That's Europe. That's United States of America going down. But I still think they got it. No, they will find out. So how are we going to punish Iran? And you promise, and North Korea, I understand Iran you have to, because the guys who got the key for your shackles are making you do that. You have to do that. They own you. But North Korea? All right, let's read further in this garbage article. A weasel who is an advisor. This guy, this is a weasel. He's an advisor. That's why meritocracy is dead in the United States of America. This is an appointed guy, just so you know. Not an elected, but we have the elected, the same garbage. The United States has been preparing additional sanctions against those involved in transfer of military assistance. They take this as reality. It is. It is, because we say so. So remember, if I say that you somehow looked at me sideways, maybe like this, sideways, I should preemptively strike you, which is beat you up. Is that how things work? For the guys that are strong and thugs, yes, that's the rule-based international order that the United States of America / Al Capone wants to implement on this planet. Why would the other ones want to subscribe to this kind of offer? Unless you're a weasel, or unless you're owned. So again, transfer military, including ballistic missiles, to Russia from North Korea, DPRK, and Iran. Again, they already know it. Kirby noted that the United States has evidence, like they had the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. I don't trust them. I don't believe it. Receiving ballistic missiles from North Korea. Okay, Ukraine received ballistic missiles from you, all right? Or not maybe, huh? They received Storm Shadow missiles, they received HIMARS, they received Patriot, they received Scalp, they received tanks, Abrams, Leopard, Challenger 2, they received armored vehicles, they received howitzers, they received satellite information. You planned the counteroffensives and the war, not the Ukrainians. What are you talking about? A little bit of consistency. And I'm calling, in response to Russia's activities that you claim with Iran and North Korea, we are taking several measures with our allies. There's no allies, it's just vassal states. They're slaves on your plantations. And our partners. Can you tell me who are United States' partners? When you're a partner, what does that mean? That you are in an association, that you are somehow equal, right? It's true that sometimes in a partnership I can have 90% and you have 10%. But in that partnership, I'm the boss. I am. All right? Partners. There's no partners. Tell me who's the USA's partner. You tell me. Great Britain? Tell me when Great Britain crossed the United States of America. You tell me. When the Brits say, no, America, we're not going to do this. And America says, yes, we're going to do what you say. Tell me one fucking time. But the other way around, always. Why? Because Great Britain is a subordinate. Great Britain is a house servant. The rest of the vassal states are the slaves on the plantation, cutting sugar cane for the master, Al Capone. Several measures with our allies and partners. Whose allies? Allies in what? In looting? Maybe. Among other things, the US wants to raise the issue of military cooperation between Pyongyang and Moscow and at the UN Security Council, as it contradicts the Security Council resolutions Russia previously voted for. You're talking about the United Nations Security Council. You, who voted against a ceasefire for humanitarian reasons in Gaza? Get out of here. You have no credibility. You blocked that in what? 2 occasions already or some? We will demand, you will demand, and Russia will shed its pants, that Russia be held accountable for yet again violating its international obligations. Okay. Second, we will impose additional sanctions against those working to facilitate arms transfer between Russia and DPRK and between Russia and Iran, the White House representative added. Kirby also promised that the US would continue to publish information that nobody would believe and expose Russian arms deals in order to not to allow other countries to aid Russia war machine in secret. Hypocrisy, my friends, hypocrisy, hypocrisy. And let's say they bring evidence, all right? Let's say they bring accurate evidence that indeed that happened. What can they do? What do you think will do? How can they hold Russia accountable, or North Korea, or Iran? These guys are creating an alternative universe on planet Earth. They will create their own organizations. You have your maritime insurance companies. They will have their own. You understand? And when two vessels will collide, you're going to have big problems. But that's it. The United States and a few other weasels, they grabbed the world through their financial institutions, like everything goes through them. Look what happened with when these guys kicked Russia out of SWIFT, banking messaging system. Remember what happened with that? If they did that to Russia, they could do that to China. They could do that to India, to anybody else who participates in this thing. What these guys should do, they should create their own. And therefore they're going to say, okay, we're not going to be with you. You can't touch me. Like MC Hammer song, can't touch me. Okay? So I think this is going to happen pretty soon. And the United Nations will be something that people, countries will vote one another, and we're going to have nothing done. Nothing done. US vetoes all the time that one, Russia vetoes all the time this one, and China will start vetoing too. Just to mention these guys. The rest really don't matter. Well, my friends, they're going to punish. How? You try to destroy Russia militarily, economically, financially, and politically. You tried to isolate it for 2 years, place sanctions, use your weapons, use the Ukrainian nation to die for the interests over there, and you were not able. On the contrary, you bankrupt Western Europe, Germany, France, Great Britain, Italy. They're going down. But it's okay, you're not yet, because you're a bigger vessel. You need time to sink. These guys are faster. What are they going to do? Russia is not in a deficit. You are. You are in a deficit. Oh, okay. You're in a deficit, not them. Russia works in the profit. Their economy is going up. Yours is going down. With time, you're going to hit bottom. You're going to punish. Okay, I still have it. You don't have it. But what can they do? They caught a tiger by the tail, and they cannot admit yet defeat and say, you know what? We have our limitations. I guess we can't own this one at this time. Maybe try never or later. Look at the economic situation and the social situation in the United States of America. Does it seem to you like it's going to be flourishing anytime soon? Do you think that these guys in America pull in the same direction? They made us pull in different directions based on cock size, teeth shape, length of nose, eyes color, race, creed, height, all these things, all these differences, they emphasize and say, hey, you owe me, no, you owe me, I'm better than you, no, he's this, and we are not united. Do you think that money will unite us? Your money is the same as his money and her money. That's not going to unite us. What do we have here? Democracy and freedom? That's something that maybe we had in 1776? Yeah, and after that? Now, sorry to break the news for you. There are many other countries that have the same garbage we have. Yeah, and this is going down. We should stop that. We should reverse to not where we belong, but where we were before. Even better. Even better. Thank you very much for being with me again today. You punish North Korea and Iran. I want to see how. It's too late. You don't have the ability first, and the other connections are already made. It's too late. The organization is already rolling on the other side. It's desperation. That's what it is. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.